Hello and welcome everyone to another update video here on this channel about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Quant and also ADA Cardano, since I'm in my ADA long position, which played out perfectly so far. So in this video, I will give you all the updates about my current long trade and all of my price targets. And of course, I will tell you what I'm planning to do with my actual long position. So stick here with me until the very end and enjoy this video. And we're starting here straight on an 88 15 minutes time frame, and as you can see, the scenario so far played out perfectly. But there is something which is developing in the charts, which I'm gonna provide you right now, which we at least need to take into consideration, because down there, as you can remember, I told you we should move up from here in a 5-wave move. As you can see, highlighted here in the red wave count, it played out perfectly. We had a perfect long trade up there. This was the region where I opened a hedge short position and shorted this way down in my second target area. And that was the region where I closed my hedge shorts and scaled up my longs again. And so far it played out perfectly, but I told you we should come down in this target area for the second wave in an ABC, which we did, as you can see here in red, ABC. But, and now comes the important part, it's not guaranteed that this is finished yet. I will come into this very immediate short-term count in a few seconds. I'm just gonna show you here overall that what could happen is that this ABC is not finished yet. We are right now in a B wave and we are coming down once more in the same target area again. So it would not change the overall scenario at all. It would just mean that this has been an A wave. This is right now the B wave. And we're coming down into the same target region, into the same target area again in a C wave down, before the big pump here to around about 50 US dollar cents or 60 US dollar cents can start. It's not guaranteed yet that we are coming down in the C wave, because as I told you at the beginning, or as I showed you here, this ABC can also be finished, and we have bottomed here. So that's kind of the challenging part right now, to find out which of those scenarios will play out, and that's why I will come into the very small time frames right now and show you how I'm gonna decide in which scenario we are. But I can tell you straight right now, in the upwards movement, both scenarios are quite the same, because we can count it as you can see here with 2 1 2 setups as a 1 2, and then from here starts the blue count in the wave 3 1 2 3 4 5. So that's why the yellow wave 3 ends up there, then an ABC down in a yellow wave 4, and right now we should be in a last 5th wave towards the upside, and we had a 1 2 3 4. Maybe we see an ending diagonal. That's why we can also have an overlap here, and we come up here to the, let's say, 36 US dollar cent region, or it can also extend a little bit higher to the 37 US dollars, but somewhere here to just make a higher high above the wave 3 high. So that would be my expectation in the very immediate short term, to make one last high and then move down. In both scenarios we can decide, actually there is the option that we are breaking down from here, but as you can see, we have upward sloping support. As long as we are building higher highs and higher lows, I would prefer the option to see one last high here. And if we are seeing the next high, I will definitely open hedge shorts again, because from there the both scenarios can play out, and I will show you how to determine in which scenario we are. If we are coming up down from here in a corrective fashion in an ABC 3-wave movement into a wave 2 target area of this as a small 1 2 setup, we can already be in this red wave count, and we can see the wave 3 up from here. But we can decide it only when we can down correctively into the perfect target region. The other option would be that this is coming afterwards, and we are in this ABC, so we should come down impulsively in a 5-wave structure into this target region again before we then can move up. So that is the question which we need to focus on, or which I will focus on in the next immediate short term. But to be honest, it doesn't make a difference at all for me, because I'm right now in my long position since down there, and I even scaled it up here. So I'm in very nice profits, and if we're seeing the next high, I will hedge short it anyways. So it doesn't really matter for me if we're coming down only towards the 33.7, or here again this target area 31.5 US dollars, because I will be in my hedge short then. So for me, I cannot get liquidated, I don't lose money on the way down, and I will of course observe that very sharply, because of course I want to close my hedge short as well at the bottom of this downwards movement, which I'm expecting. And for me it's very important if this downwards movement is ending here in this target area, or just as a smaller wave 2 somewhere here, as I showed you. So that's why we need to take a look at the smaller time frames when this downwards move is developing. And what I'm gonna do as well is, when we are here in a possible wave 2 target area where we can technically reverse, I will have a close look at all of the indicators if we are getting any bullish reversal signals already up there. If not, I will stay in my hedge short until we are in my target area again. So yeah, I will keep you updated about that. In every scenario, I will tell you what I'm gonna do. And let's now have a look at the Ethereum chart as well. And we're starting here straight on the Ethereum 15 minutes time frame. And as you can see, there it played out perfectly as well. I told you down there, we are in my target area. We can move up from here. We move down in an ABC corrective fashion. I told you again here at this point, when we broke out of this falling wedge, that I expect a pump towards the upside from here, because we broke out, we retested it from above the support. We continued further. So I told you, that's for me the very good first indication that we are continuing here towards the upside. And the second good confirmation is if we are breaking above this wave 1 high. And as you can see, we did break above this wave 1 high, but it's not enough to finally confirm that. We can still see an A overshooting B and C down. But in both of those scenarios, if we are having a look at the smaller degree wave counts, I would also identify that as 2 1-2 setups in a row, which means that this has been a wave 3, this has been a wave 4, this has been a wave 5, and we are currently in another wave 4, or which has maybe already bottomed, and we're seeing one last high in one last 5. Because when we have 2 1-2 setups, we also have 2 wave 4 and 5s to complete both of those 1-2 setups. And in my opinion, one last high would be still missing here. But if we are taking a look at the indicators, you can already see here the bearish divergence, which means that this high, which is actually a higher high on the price chart, was already weaker than the high before. Which means, or which assists my view here, that this is somewhere rolling over towards the downside. And from there, I personally expect one last higher high, and then we roll over. But it can also come down from here. So that's now the point where we need to at least get somehow a little bit more conservative, or let's say a little bit more attentive here about the price action, because this can pretty much end any second, in my opinion. I prefer another higher high, which doesn't necessarily needs to come, but I think it's gonna happen. It's just the preferable option, and then the move towards the downside will decide in which scenario we are. I told you as well for Ethereum that the option is there, that we have bottomed here in a wave 2, so we are now in a wave 3, which would mean that this is a wave 1 of 3. We are coming down now in a wave 2 of 3, approximately here in this region between 1700 and 1730, which means this is wave 1 of 3, 2 of 3. Now then comes 3, 4, and 5 of 3. So this will bring us up then here. This whole movement technically can have the power to bring us up to around about 2,500 US dollars. But it's no way confirmed that we are already in this third wave. We can still see another low in this wave 2. We can still count this as an A overshooting B and wave C. There is no way how we can really find it out at the moment. But we can stay focused on how we come down there. If we are coming down here correctively in an ABC, then this would be the point to close the hedge shorts, to open up longs again, to scale up the longs, and we will reverse from there. If we are coming down from there impulsively, then the likelihood of us coming down again in this target area as an A overshooting BC will increase. And this would then be actually, in my opinion, the very best point to scale up long positions again. So it's not guaranteed that we are coming down in this target area, but if we would, it would be a very good opportunity, in my opinion, to scale up the longs, or I will do it here for Cardano in this region when we are hitting the 88 target as well again. Yeah, so that's my personal tactic here. If we're not hitting this region, if we're just retracing in wave 2, I will of course scale it up in the wave 2 target area. Yeah, but that will be decided by the market, and we cannot know that yet. And if we're taking a look here at the Bitcoin chart as well, you can see that I'm expecting one last higher high here as well. But this should then end the red wave 1 here as well. Yeah. So technically, or preferably, I would see as well for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and 88 that all of them are now doing a wave 1 of 3. We are just coming down correctively afterwards in a wave 2 of 3 target area. Yeah. And we are moving up from there. But technically, the same situation which I showed you for Bitcoin and for ADA and Ethereum as well can also happen to the Bitcoin chart. So technically, we can say this has been an A wave. We are now in an overshooting B. We are coming down now once more in a C wave here of the second wave and finish here the bigger 1-2 setup. Yeah? So yeah, in both scenarios, I would expect one last higher high just for the smaller time frames. For ADA, for Ethereum, and for Bitcoin, one last smaller higher high here on the smaller time frames. And then for all of those coins, a move towards the downside. But we cannot know yet if this will be just correctively in a wave 2 of 3 target area, or if this will be impulsively to a larger wave 2 and we reverse from there. We can not really know it yet. We can just assume. But what we really need to do then is to observe how the price is coming down from there. So that's why I will definitely open up a hedge short here and just look how the price movement is going down. If it's a 3-wave move which ends here, then I will scale up here. If it's a 5-wave move which ends here in this region, I will scale up the long positions here. So actually 2 scenarios for me on the chart. Both of them end with one last higher high. Both of them come down from there, but the only difference is how deep they are coming down that we need to observe. So let's now have a look at the QNT chart as well. And as you can see, I'm sticking to my opinion as well for QNT. So yeah, I didn't change any single point of my analysis since the first video about QNT. In my opinion, this should be an A, B, C correction. Yeah, we got rejected in the perfect target area of a wave B. Yeah, so we should now come down in the C wave. And this can develop in an ending diagonal. This can be the reason why we have, for example, we don't even have an overlap here of the 4 and of the 1. But we can also get one if we're coming up now into, for example, this region where we would have a slight overlap. It would be not a problem because in an ending diagonal, which can appear in a C wave, there can be overlaps. It's not the most reliable pattern, but it's absolutely no reason to throw away the scenario. And overall, this looks for me really impulsively. This looks really correctively. So that's why I don't really think about, or I don't really consider the opportunity to have a long-term bottom in place from these lows. They don't really show me power. This has been a 3-wave move. This has been a 3-wave move. Okay, this has been impulsively, but that's just how a wave C is. And overall, this 3-wave move is just corrective. And then we came down so far again. So we cannot even count this as a 1-2-1-2 anymore, because we can, but it would be the most unreliable wave pattern which you can actually find if you have 2 1-2 setups in a row, which are both retracing around about 90%. Technically it is possible. Technically it would also be possible that we get a 20x from today until tomorrow, but I don't consider it as likely. That's why I am sticking here to my primary scenario since the first analysis. If you like this video, if you enjoyed this content, then smash up the like button, follow this channel, leave a subscription down below the video, and also activate the small little bell down below the video so you'll always get notified when I upload a new video here for you on this channel. Also check out my other social media profiles, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. You find the links down below in the video description. And thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you very much for your support, and I hope we will see each other in the next video here on this channel. Ciao, ciao.